The night of the accident, I'll never forget. My wife and I were actually lying in bed. We were reading magazines, getting ready to go to sleep. We got a phone call. It was a truck driver. He had seen an accident ahead of him and stopped. My daughter gave the number to him, so he called us and said, "You better come quick." When we got to the hospital a little bit later on, found out that she was paralyzed, and we all cried real hard.
Thomas Doyle's daughter, 26-year-old Molly Santiago, the mother of 2 young children, was in a horrific car accident and suffered a spinal cord injury.
At that time, the only thing that Molly could do was blink her eyes. She couldn't turn her head. She couldn't really speak much more than just a soft whisper.
But Thomas had no idea just how serious her injuries really were and expected a rapid and full recovery. Molly spent 8 weeks in the hospital recovering from multiple broken bones and other injuries. Then doctors decided it was time to focus on the damage caused by the spinal cord injury. They suggested sending her to a rehab facility.
I remember turning to my wife and saying, "Why is she going to rehab? She can't move. She can't do anything."
Molly was transferred to Tampa General Hospital's Rehabilitation Center.
And before long, Molly started moving a little bit.
Then moving a little bit turned into moving a lot.
Where I could shrug my shoulders. I was able to lift my arm. And now, a year later, I am able to move one leg. 1 foot, I can wiggle all of the toes. On 1 foot, I have almost full dexterity of both of my arms. I'm able to feed myself, partially dress myself, a lot of daily functions.
They were working very hard with her in the rehab center. The girls were very great with her. They did things that just made me kind of cringe when they made her move her broken arms and stuff like this, but they had to do it at the time.
But for Molly, it was all part of a necessary plan to get her home and back to being a mom. She knew therapy was the key.
Oh, I absolutely loved it. My occupational therapist was Stephanie. She was absolutely wonderful. My physical therapist, Emily, both have just such knowledge of what they're doing and such a heart for what they're doing.
Tampa General's Resource Center staff helped Molly's parents prepare to bring their daughter home.
You know, widening doors, taking up carpet, putting smooth flooring down. The rehab specialist would go, "No, Dad, this is not the way to do it. You know, this is the proper way to pick her up, and so you won't hurt her, etc." Well, I fought that for a little while, but then came to understand the wisdom of what they were saying. I'm convinced that the advice that they gave us, what we did at home, plus their expertise on knowing what to do and when to do it, plus pushing Molly so hard to improve, it really came to play in her great improvement. You know, I shudder to think what it would have been had we not had the excellent care at a rehab center like Tampa General.
Today, Molly is an active mom who still loves sports and looks forward to the future.
I was and still am determined to make a full recovery. However, my therapy and rehabilitation has given me a whole new outlook on how I can continue to live my life as normal as possible.